there's this potential inside us,
Uh-huh.
just waiting.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Well, get ready, because that's what we're diving into today. The idea that we, you, me, everyone listening, we're all inherently divine.
And capable of incredible transformation.
Now, before you think this is getting too out there.
Yeah, we're not talking about like levitating or anything.
That's right, exactly. We're diving into the work of Neville Goddard. He was a spiritual teacher back in the mid-20th century.
Fascinating guy. He had this way of making really complex spiritual ideas, practical.
Yeah, like how to actually apply them to your life.
Exactly.
So are you ready to maybe see yourself a little differently?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So in one of his lectures, All That Is Divine, Goddard talks about this incorruptible seed. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not like a literal seed,
Okay, good, because I was like imagining digging around.
No. Think of it more like a blueprint. It's this potential that we all have inside us.
Okay, I kind of get that.
He uses the image of the Christ child, and not in a religious sense necessarily. It's more about that pure, untouched potential before.
Before life gets to us.
Exactly.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. In that same lecture, Goddard says, "He who finds me finds life. He who misses me injures himself." It's like we're always looking for something outside of ourselves.
When the real key is within.
Yes. Okay, so we've got this incorruptible seed, this potential. How do we actually tap into that?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right. Goddard also talks about life as being like a play, right?
He does. A play with all of us as actors.
Okay, I like that.
So on the stage of life, we're taking on different roles, trying on costumes, experiencing all these different emotions. We might be the hero one day, the villain the next.
Oh, totally. I can think of a few roles I've played.
Right. But the important thing is that those are just roles. It's not our true identity.
So like that time, I totally froze up giving a presentation at work. As real as it felt, it didn't change who I am deep down.
Exactly. And Goddard actually says, no matter what roles we've played, you will be redeemed. He uses the example of David from the Bible. Went from shepherd to king, but he made some pretty big mistakes along the way.
Right, like messed up pretty badly.
And it's a good reminder that even our flaws, or what we perceive as flaws, they're all part of the journey.
Okay, I love that. No more pressure to be perfect.
Right.
But if we're so busy playing all these parts, where's the power to actually change things? How do we actually direct the play,
That's where this idea of assumption comes in. Goddard says that we have the power to shape our reality.
Okay.
By really vividly imagining and feeling as if what we want is already true.
So like really believing it.
More than believing, embodying it. It's about aligning our inner world with the reality that we want to see in our lives.
So you're saying if I can just imagine it, like really feel it, then it will happen.
Well, it's not quite as simple as that. It's not just wishful thinking.
Okay, good. Because I was about to say.
Right. But Goddard was very clear about this. He said, there is no restriction placed upon the power of belief.
Okay, so it's about belief.
It's about choosing a new belief, a new self-concept, really. And then, this is key, living from that place of belief.
Okay, so instead of just like wishing for a promotion at work,
right.
I need to see myself in that new office. Imagine leading that team. Like I'm already there.
You got it. It's about aligning your inner world with the reality you want to create. And it's powerful stuff. Like Goddard talks about Milton Berle.
Oh, yeah, the entrepreneur.
Yeah, and his mother, she always believed in his potential. Even when he was young, she saw him as successful.
And he became super successful, right?
Exactly. No, that's not to say that his mother's belief alone made it happen, but...
But it probably had an impact.
Right. It likely influenced his self-perception, the choices he made. It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Our beliefs really do shape things, don't they?
They absolutely do. And that actually brings us to another key point from this lecture. Affirm the reality of your own greatness. Goddard talks about how real transformation, it starts within.
Okay, I like that.
He says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Wow, that's a powerful line.
Right. He's saying that our thoughts, our beliefs, they have the power to shape our experiences.
So it's less about like hustling and grinding all the time.
The external stuff.
Yeah, and more about changing our inner world first.
It's not that external effort doesn't matter, but it's about shifting our focus. It's about moving from doing to being.
Being what?
Embodying those qualities that we desire. You know, he uses this really interesting metaphor. He talks about a wedding garment.
A wedding garment. Okay, now I'm really curious. What does that even mean?
So imagine you're preparing for this really sacred union, but it's not with another person. It's with your highest self.
Huh?
It's about recognizing that we are worthy of experiencing our own greatness.
Okay, I like that.
But to do that, we have to release those old beliefs, the self-doubt, the stories we tell ourselves that hold us back.
Yeah, those limiting beliefs. It's like we have to shed those old, worn-out clothes and step into...
A new identity.
Yes, one that's aligned with our true nature, with that divinity inside us.
Exact.
But with so much noise out there, telling us who to be, what to do, how do we even hear that inner voice? How do we connect with that?
It takes a real conscious effort. It's about being willing to turn inward to examine those stories we tell ourselves.
Like those thoughts that just run on repeat in our heads.
Exactly.
And I guess asking ourselves if those thoughts are actually true.
Yes. Are we feeding ourselves messages of hope and empowerment? Or are we just replaying those old tapes of self-doubt and limitation?
So, the wedding garment, it's like choosing to believe something different. Choosing to embrace beliefs that are actually in line with...
With who you really are.
Yes. Our divine potential.
You got it.
It's like we're always looking for something outside of ourselves to make us feel whole,
It's easy to get caught up in that, for sure.
Yeah, but Goddard's saying the answer is already within us.
Exactly. He's not saying we should ignore the outside world, not at all, but...
Well, we get to choose how we respond to it.
Yes. We can let our circumstances define us.
Mm.
Or we can create something totally new from within.
So it's not about pretending the hard stuff isn't happening.
No. It's about facing it.
But facing it from a place of...
Inner strength, knowing we have a choice.
Okay, I love that. We always have a choice.
Always. And that power, that choice, it comes from remembering who we really are. Connecting with that incorruptible seed inside us.
It's like Goddard's giving us permission to be free from the past.
He is. He's saying you will be redeemed no matter what.
That's powerful.
And he's saying we can change the story. We have the power to choose new beliefs and then...
Live them out.
Live them out. Exactly. It's about taking responsibility.
For our own life, our own happiness.
Yes. And that's real power.
It's like we're the artists of our own life.
Exactly. And we have all the tools we need. Like, imagine a painter with the blank canvas.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
We've got all the colors, all the possibilities.
And we get to choose what we create.
Precisely. It's all about choice.
Wow. So, I have to ask, if everyone really lived like this, if we all really embraced this idea that we're inherently divine, what would that even look like?
What a question.
Would we even recognize the world?
Imagine everyone living from that place of knowing their own worth, their own potential.
It would change everything, wouldn't it?
Our relationships, our communities, everything.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. So we're really talking about a collective shift here.
We are, but it starts with each of us.
Recognizing that spark inside.
Yes, that's where it begins.
Wow, what a powerful conversation. So to everyone listening,
remember,
you are capable of incredible things. Don't forget that. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.